Hare Krishna everyone. Hope you had a lovely day. Welcome to Soma Vedic Astrology channel. Today we will discuss about the placement 7th lord in the 5th house. What do you mean by the Lord of the House in Vedic astrology? Now, each planet has got a responsibility of handling either one or two houses. So, this planets become the Lord of those houses. Now, look at this table to see which planet is the Lord of which zodiac sign. So, if you see this table, Mars is the Lord of two zodiac signs, which is Aries and Scorpio. Venus is the lord of two zodiac signs, Taurus and Libra. So, in this way, each of the planet has gotten a department to handle either one or two zodiac signs. Now let us try to understand that with an example. Now for example, if in your chart third lord is in the fourth house, so how you conclude whether third lord is in fourth house? So if you see, this is the first house where 12 is written, this is the second house where 1 is written, and this is the third house where 2 is written. Now what is 2? If we have a look at the table, then 2 is nothing but the Taurus zodiac sign. And who is the lord of Taurus zodiac sign? It is Venus. Okay, so what you will say then, lord of the third house is Venus. Okay, because it is the lord of the Taurus zodiac sign. And but where is Venus placed? Now Venus is placed in the fourth house of the birth chart. So this is how you will conclude that third lord is in the fourth house. So today we will check the placement 7th lord in the 5th house, but before that I have already made detailed videos on what all things can we see from the 5th house as well as from the 7th house. Please go and check that out before proceeding with this video. Also, a small disclaimer, please note that this is a general prediction depending only on the placement of lords in a specific house. Accurate results will only come after considering the zodiac sign, planets, dignity of the planets, retrogression, combustion, aspects, nakshatra, ascendant, shadbal, conjunction, and your running time period, which is Mahadasha, Antardasha, etc. Now, seventh lord is going 11 places away and sitting in the fifth house. This is a linkage between the Trikona and the Kendra. So, obviously, this is a Raja Yoga placement. If we talk in the perspective of gaining wealth, comforts, properties, luxury, etc. So, from that angle, definitely this is a good placement. Gain of wealth after getting married, or increase in your status, lifestyle upgrade, gain from speculative investment, education that you have taken, creativity. So all this is possible with this placement. Okay, seventh house is the part of the Kama Trikon, and fifth house is part of the Dharma Trikon. So what is your desire? Okay, fifth house shows love affairs. So definitely you have desire to be in a relationship, you like to be in love. Okay, but now depending on the dignity, it could turn out in favor or it could not. Okay, so with this placement, possibility of multiple spouse or multiple relationships is also there. Now, seventh house, is a part of the Kendra Trikon, and fifth house is part of the Trikonas, the Dharma Trikonas. So, fifth house is a house which shows past life activities, past life deeds. So, the spouse going and sitting in the house of past life deeds. What does this show? This shows that this is a very karmic placement. You have lot of karmic debts towards this relationship which you have to settle. There is no way out. Okay, this is a past life relationship which is coming to you. So it is definitely tricky. We cannot say it could be good. In fact, in the scriptures it is not written that it is a good placement, because it is tricky. Now, this relationship is dependent on the past life deeds. Okay, so if the dignity and other things are favorable, then it can be, what we call as rabne miladi jodi, like a match made in heaven. But if the dignity is bad, then this is kind of a lifestyle, sorry, lifetime, a misery kind of a situation. Now, seventh house, it is a Maraka house, okay, along with the second house, and fifth house is part of Trikona, okay. Now, this Marak Lord is going and sitting in the, house of Trikona, in the house which gives you, blessings, in the house which gives you luck, okay. So, if it is badly placed, this placement is not good for marital happiness, it is not good for your child. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows children. So, your desire of spouse is, where you can get all that, romance, you can get that passion. You want a passionate spouse, okay? You want to feel the romance, with your spouse. You want a spouse who can manage the duties of kids, the responsibilities of kid. You desire a very sharp, intellectual, intelligent spouse. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows love affairs. So, spouse is going and sitting in the house of love affairs. So, if it is badly placed, then there is a possibility that, maybe your first love won't work, and then you are getting married to, a second partner. But if it is well placed, then it can show a love marriage, okay. It can be a love marriage, or what we can say that, you want to fully know, your potential partner. Once it is decided, you take a very good amount of time to know that spouse, to know, goods and bad things. You try to, what you can say, do all that judgment, and after knowing your spouse for a good amount of time, after that you are committing with this placement. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows love affairs. So, if it is well placed, then your partner could be creative, partner could be famous, because your spouse is sitting in the house of the natural zodiac sign of Leo, okay, natural house of sun, okay, which shows royalty, which shows fame, name and fame. So, your partner could be naturally, famous in the society that you are living in. People talk about your spouse, maybe due to the qualities he or she has, okay, or for any qualities, or for looks, okay. For that we need to see more things, but definitely there is some thing which makes your spouse a little popular in the, whatever local society that you are living in, okay. Your spouse is coming from a rich and wealthy background, okay. Because your spouse is sitting in the, house of blessings. So, with this placement, rich and wealthy background of the spouse is, a very high chance in that. Now, your spouse is someone who is independent and earning independently, has income, and with this placement it is possible he or she is using the education that has been taken for earning wealth, because fifth house is also a vidya bhava. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows children, creativity, sports, hobbies. So, possibility of meeting your potential spouse could be, maybe in a college or theater, cinema hall, sports stadium, gym, any hobby related class. Maybe you're going to some piano class, or let's say a drawing class, or a painting class, pottery class, or any form of hobby related class, any recreational places such as going for a trek, or going to let's say an adventure sports and amusement park. So all this is possibility where you can meet your potential spouse in a child care facility, or in the child care related hospitals, casinos, gambling places, betting places, stock market related places, or we have those roads, of stock market related roads, okay, the exhibition. So any of this is possible. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows children. So, now as we discussed, 11th lord is going 11 places away. So, 11 places away always shows some form of gain. So, what are you gaining from a marriage? You are gaining a child, right? So if it is well placed, definitely gain of at least one child is definitely there. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows love affair. So, okay, if this placement is badly placed, okay, because as we discussed already, it is a very karmic relationship, and spouse sitting in the house of love affairs, badly placed, afflicted, can show that spouse might involve in the extramarital affairs, or separation is also possible. But just do not confirm it, but just by looking at one placement, we have to look at lot of other things. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows romance, passion. So, if it is well placed, definitely you are going to get a very, happy married life, match made in heaven, romantic, passionate relationship. Seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house is the house of children. So there is a possibility of your spouse either being a teacher, or being in a work which involves kids, or is a consultant, or is working in some creative field, or management related fields, or leadership related fields, because it is a house of Leo zodiac sign naturally in the Kalpurish Kundali, or work related to speculative investments, etc. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows your children. So, if it is badly placed, then this is not a good position to have kids. Your marriage, and the downfall in your marriage is going to come after the birth of your first child. Okay, after that, there is a possibility of marriage going downhill. The joy and the romance which might have existed before the birth of the child could get lost. Okay, so this is not a good placement to have a child, and if you are having a child, then marriage is going to suffer. Seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house shows your past life blessings. So now, as we discussed, if this is well placed, okay, because it is also forming a Raja Yoga, then spouse sitting in the house of blessings, then with the association, there is a possibility of getting good luck to you, getting promotion in your work after the marriage, lifestyle upgrade, increase in the status in the society. So any which ways, this placement is going to increase your lifestyle and status, because it is a Raja Yoga combination. But for from the marriage and child angle, it is generally not a good placement. Now, seventh lord shows business, and fifth house shows speculative investment, children, politics. So, business related to speculative investment, creativity, politics, theater, children. So, all this could be good for you if it is well placed. seventh lord shows business and fifth house shows love affairs. So with this placement there is also possibility of you running a business with your love partner or with a person of a opposite gender. Now, seventh lord shows spouse, and fifth house is the house of children. So, if it is badly placed, then this Marak lord going and sitting in the house of children is not good for the health of the children. Okay, you could have a, because it is a very karmic relationship. This you know there is a possibility of bearing huge expenses on the child, or possibility of separation from the child is also possible, or stepchild. So any of this is possible, but if it is well placed, then your child is very fortunate, very lucky, gifted with very excellent talents and qualities. Now, seventh lord, sitting in the fifth house is giving its seventh aspect to own the 11th house of income. So, your spouse could be someone who is, working and earning independently, even if you would not have earned, but maybe, especially after, having a child, it would be, kind of a, what you can say, a necessity for him or her to earn independent income, because possibility of marriage going downhill is a thing here. Okay, with this placement there is also possibility that you might have a tendency to gamble in the sense that placing your hard-earned money into some risky investments, in the speculative investments. So you might have such kind of tendency. Okay, now possibility of you having more friends and network circle, that you have you know maybe a good amount of friends from opposite gender, or more compared to your gender, compared to that more friends from the opposite gender is also possible. I will in future make separate videos with different type of planet as the seventh lord in the fifth house. If you have this placement in your chart, please do mention your experiences in the comment section. I hope you guys must have liked the video. Please do not forget to subscribe the channel. Also, please do let me know in the comment section below what more videos would you like to see? Thank you.